Back in 2015, I reviewed Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. At the time, it was touted as the best we were going to get for a Paper Mario game. But little did we know at that time that it would be the last Mario & Luigi game for a while, as the series went through many hurdles, including the complete closure of Alpha Dream, which was the studio that made the series to begin with. Now, almost 10 years later though, Mario & Luigi is back, now being made with a completely new team called Acquire. But how well does it compare to the original Mario & Luigi games? And how well does it distinguish itself as a new game compared to those original games? Starting off, the story is, as usual, pretty straightforward. For some reason, Mario and Luigi get sucked into some kind of wormhole, which transports them to an alternate universe or something. Luigi then gets separated from Mario, which means Mario, as usual, has to go and find Luigi. This causes Mario to go insane and start hallucinating, which is a bit of an issue, but I guess we will have to deal with it. The main character in this game is this weird robot guy called Connie, who explains that the place you are in is called Concordia, and how its main protector, the Unitree, which held the land together with connector energy, has been destroyed, and has now caused the land to separate. So now Mario needs to go to each island and connect it to the new Unitree that Connie has made, restoring Concordia. In addition to Connie, there is also this flying pig called Snoutlet, who says they will help Mario and Luigi get home in exchange for helping them restore the islands and connecting them to the Unitree. Now for the gameplay. Like in other Mario and Luigi games, this game also uses turn-based combat. But in terms of encounters, it does not use random encounters, with the enemies being out in the open. So if you find that annoying, then this game is for you, since it won't make you fight enemies at random. Which is the case for the other Mario and Luigi games as well, as far as I remember. As well as there being no random encounters, you are also able to attack enemies from behind, giving you a first strike, leading to the enemies taking damage at the start of the battle. In the battles, you have the usual jump and hammer abilities, like with the other Mario and Luigi games. You fight using both Mario and Luigi together to create combos. Using the A and B buttons when timed correctly will increase the amount of damage done to the enemy. The order or combo you do depends on whether you are fighting as Mario or Luigi, with the other brother helping you finish the enemy off. There are also special shell attacks that require you to use time combos with both Mario and Luigi. These moves use SP, so are limited, and you have to have both Mario and Luigi alive to use them, but they are more powerful than just using normal moves. When enemies attack you, they focus on either Mario or Luigi, meaning you have to predict and react to which enemy they will focus on, and then try to avoid the attack. You can jump on the enemies to do damage to them when they attack you, if you time it correctly. As you level up, your stats will increase, but both Mario and Luigi gain different stats that will affect enemies differently. This means you'll have to decide which enemies you want to fight with each character, as one might be better for them than the other. In the overworld, you'll have many moves you can use to traverse the world, by using both brothers' abilities. For example, when you want to get up onto a ledge, you can use Luigi to pull you up like a rubber band and fly you up there. Another type of ability is a thing called Luigi Logic, where Luigi will look up things in the overworld and do stuff with them. It's very weird, with Luigi doing a lot of things that don't make much sense, but it does lead to some cool puzzles. Another thing you can find in the overworld are these sparkling things called Sprite Bulbs, which you can collect and turn into energy called Luminade, which you can then use to trade for stuff later on. The overworld also has stores where you can buy upgrades for Mario and Luigi with coins you find throughout the overworld. You can buy new shoes and overalls, which will increase your stats. Now earlier when I was talking about how you can use Luigi to pull you up like a rubber band, that is one of the major points of this game, being the visual style and how it affects gameplay. The animation style is very flexible in a way, with the characters being very expressive and elastic. Much like a cartoon, the art style itself uses a very stylistic design, with it using sharp outlines for the characters, much like Smash Bros did back on the 3DS. It's clear they wanted to go for a very exaggerated tone for this game, with Mario and Luigi both being able to stretch and move in ways not seen in other Mario games. This leads to gameplay as well, where the moves you are able to do changes the way you play the game. For example, in one part, Luigi is able to squeeze through a gate. Most of the animations are fine and the visuals are pleasing enough to look at, with the colours being pretty flat and reserved. It's nothing amazing or anything, but it does its job well. The one thing I have an issue with is the stupid dance Luigi does when leveling up. It's super annoying and I hate it. Very much a nitpick, but I can't take it, it's so stupid. In terms of the actual areas themselves, there are many to choose from. You have a very wet, foresty island, which kind of reminds me of the Lost Woods in Zelda. an island called Twisty Island, which has everything twisted up, where you have to get some hair gel for a boy band to play music to grow a tree. It's all very over the top, but it's very in line with other Mario RPGs. The way to get to the islands themselves is pretty unique, with you having to follow currents to get to them, and then you get shot out of a cannon to get to the island. The issue I have with this is that the currents are pretty slow. It's all done in real time, meaning you have to wait a couple of minutes to actually get to the islands. And unlike Wind Waker or Phantom Hourglass, there really isn't much to do with it being very automatic. The islands themselves are actually pretty short, with there not being that many major bosses or anything to beat. They mostly feel more like mini areas than anything like a chapter in Paper Mario, but I think that makes the pacing of the game better since they don't overstay its welcome. Later on you find bigger islands with lighthouses, but not before you have to backtrack to islands you've already finished and do more random quests in order to progress. So if you're not a fan of backtracking, this probably isn't the game for you. Finally, I want to shortly go over the music. Unlike the other Mario Luigi games, which features Yoko Shimomura as the main composer, this game does not contain any music composed by her, and it shows. The music isn't bad, but it very much feels not as impactful as previous games in the series did, in terms of music. I don't really have any standout tracks to talk about, since they all feel very samey and kind of blend together. None of the tracks annoy me, but they don't really pull me into the game like other Mario RPG soundtracks do. And honestly, that's the overall feeling I have with this game. It feels like more of a placeholder Mario RPG game, rather than the next big game in the franchise. It's not bad, but it doesn't really do anything outstanding or unique apart from the art style. Which is fine, but it doesn't sell the game for me. If you like wacky RPGs, you'll probably like this game a lot. But if you wanted something more than just a generic Mario RPG experience, then you will probably be left feeling disappointed.